Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kaley-Shea here. So today we're going to be upcycling some clothes from my closet. It's going to be one dress and one shirt. So a little disclaimer, I do not know how to sew. I was trying to learn in this video, so honestly my skills are not the best. They're pretty trash, so bear with me when you watch this. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below telling me things you want to see in the future or anything else that you just would like to say to me. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, let's get right into the video.
Alright, so the first thing I'll be upcycling is this shirt. It just falls really awkwardly. I would like it to sit here, but when I do, something like that happens, and I'm not here for it. Also, the back just sits really low and basically shows my entire back. So my plan for this is to take a piece of lace and add it to the back to essentially make it stop from falling. So here I'm taking the width of my back and measuring out the lace, and then I'm going to cut it to fit this measurement. Once my lace is all measured out, I'm going to start sewing it onto the shirt. Now here I tried to do a whip stitch. I'm not really sure if it turned out how it's supposed to, but like I said, I'm just trying to learn how to sew, so I don't think it turned out half bad, but honestly it was quite the struggle. Once I finished with the right side, I went over and did the same stitch, quote-unquote stitch, on the left side. Now this side, I don't know if I had practice or what, but it turned out much better than the other side. Alrighty, so here's the end result. So that's my first side that I stitched. And then here is my second side. You can see it turned out much better. So here's the finished product. It did not turn out how I imagined it to, and honestly it kind of makes sense. I should have done it shorter than the width of my back, that way it would hold it up. But you know what, at least I tried. So the second item I'm upcycling is this dress. Now it kind of fits me like a flower bag. It's not very flattering, it's quite long. So I really like it though, and I want to reimagine it and make it more wearable. So what I'm doing here is taking a shirt that I like the length of and lining it up with the dress, so that way I can find a good length for it. Once I've lined it up, I'm going to measure from the top of the shirt to the bottom of the dress to see how long it is, and then I'm going to draw a line across, trying to make it as straight as possible, which as you can see is not very straight. I had to do this many times to get it right. Then I'm going to go ahead and go over to the other side and make a line as well. So after I made all of my measurements, I'm going to cut the bottom part of the dress off. Now what I did to make it easier was I cut a slit in the side and then cut across, so I'm only cutting the top piece and then the bottom piece. That way the material is not as thick and it's easier to cut. After I cut the top part of the dress, I did the same slit on the other side to make it easier, freeing up that one top part, and then I'm going to cut the bottom of the dress the same way that I cut the top. So here I'm just fixing some little edges that I left, making the cut straighter, because even though this is going to be a raw edge, I want it to look as nice as possible. So once I'm all done cutting, I'm going to use these two scraps to make a belt for the dress since it is quite baggy. The belt is going to make it much more flattering. So here I'm just taking a white crayon because I figured that would be much better than green colored pencil like I originally did. And I'm going to be making a straight line because I noticed the dress had a U kind of shape, so I want the belt to be as straight as possible. Once I'm finished over there, I'm going to repeat the process on the left side. So now that I finished using the white crayon to make the measurements, I'm going to cut that extra fabric off to make the belt straight. And I did speed this part up, but I just am not the best with scissors, so I'm cutting really slow because I want it to be really, really nice. So bear with me on this one. Okay, now I have 2 even strips of fabric, so it's time to make it into a belt. So I'm going to be doing that same stitch from this shirt. Not sure whether or not to call it a whip stitch because honestly, I don't really think it was a whip stitch. I didn't do it properly, but you know, I'm just going to be stitching the two together to make them into a belt. So this is what the finished belt looks like. I'm actually really happy it turned out great. Alrighty, so here's the finished look. Honestly, I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's much, much better than the original flower sack that this dress was. The belt just really adds to it and makes it much more flattering. The shorter cut also does make it a lot more flattering and wearable. Alright, so if you've stayed to the end, I have a little bonus tip for you. So I have this skirt. It's kind of big on me. It would be a lot more flattering if it fit like this, but I just loved it so much and it was the last one, so I had to get it. So if you just take a clothespin, you can pin the inside fabric basically to the other part to make it like if you take in a skirt. But if you're like me and have very limited sewing skills, this is really useful because pretty much all of my skirts are a little bit too big for me. So this tip is really helpful. And you're done. This skirt is now so much more flattering and fits me way better. You can barely see where I clothespinned and you can't see the clothespin from the outside at all.
Alright guys, so that is it for this video. So don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Also hit that subscribe button. I'll be here every week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!